find it fascinating every year that Forbes Magazine spends a lot of time and space in its magazine and on its website giving us the value of sports teams, not only in the United States, but all over the world. And they do a great job of it, I think. And in fact, last year I talked to Dick Monfort, the owner of the Rockies, and I said, your franchise has been valued at about $694 million. How would you say Forbes estimate, how close was it? And he said, very close. He said, I think if you consider the San Diego Padres and the Houston Astros that have sold recently for about $700 million, he said, I frankly, and I thought he was frank, I put us in that range. He felt like Forbes magazine was really off on what their profit margin was and what their debt service was. He said we have a lot more debt service than they believe, and we don't have as much profit as they. So he did question certain aspects. But I think that Forbes magazine generally has done a great job of picking the richest people in the world, and we have one of those in Denver who owns Denver teams. Well, we actually have two of those. The other one would be Phil Anschutz, who owns a very successful hockey team, and Phil really doesn't care that much about hockey. And of course, Stan Kroenke's the other. Oddly enough, the Monfort brothers are worth a lot more than what people believe. I've done enough research. But to get to my point, the Rockies are valued at $855 million this year. So they went from 694 and gained about 155 million, 160 million. How'd that happen? They rank 11th or 12th in attendance annually, top 10, right around the top 10. But I found it interesting, and we've talked about it a little bit briefly, Les and I have, that they rank last in the entire Major League Baseball scheme in viewers locally. And that surprises to, it's a very surprising figure to me. 37,000. I would have thought more people would be interested in the Rockies. I watch the Rockies on TV all the time, so I'm one of the 37,000. Maybe they don't watch because they got so tired of looking at that sixth-inning Toyota talk thing. God, that was the worst thing in the history of the world. Hi, it's John and Mary in Glenwood Springs, and we want to say we don't care what other people think. Rockies are the greatest team in the world. Go Todd. Go Toddy ball game. And I go, really? You're showing me that ribbon like that? No wonder that nobody, 37,000 people, because they said, man, I'll do anything not have to watch that stuff. But the Rockies, if they started their own network or signed a big network deal for local games, and maybe it's difficult because only 37,000 people. But my point I want to get to, you're worth $855 million when you're one of the crappiest teams in baseball. And you gained, after what, winning 68 games last year, something like that, that you gained 160 million and attendance went down? There's something odd going on here, but it seems to me, we talked earlier about Las Vegas, it takes money to make money. So if you were the Rockies, wouldn't you think about that? If you spent $125 million on your roster, then more people would watch you on television, more people would come to the games as they used to, and you'd have more income to spend on a pitching staff. Wouldn't that be a novel idea, Dick? Dick, instead of putting up a party deck and buying Macaroni Grill, why don't you go out and spend a little bit more money? Les said one day recently they're going to reach $100 million in their salary, overall salaries this year. They just got rid of $4 million, so it's going down, it's not going up. I just think that at some point the Monforts, and I keep saying this and I'm going to say it one more time, the Monforts, if they are genuinely fans and they genuinely care about the Colorado Rockies, they should sell the franchise that's now worth $855 million and put that money in your pocket and be fans and sit behind the dugout where you sit and up in your luxury box and let someone who's willing to spend $125 million in order to raise revenues and raise the profile of this team and actually win a division championship for the first time. I'm Woody Paige, and that's my opinion. Shanahan Steakhouse. and I'm sure Mike Shanahan agrees with me. He was a champion here in this town. Sunday nights, today, do it now. Go to shanahansteakhouse.com and sign up and go on Sunday night. And if you agree to sign up, Les and I will show up and sit at your table on Sunday night, and we will pay for our own dinner at $49 a person, and we will get a pork chop, I will get a crab cake, we will get lobster mac and cheese, and we will get that big chocolate cake for dessert. So make a reservation now, and guess what? Les will come up and shake your hand and say, "Hi, I'm Les Shapiro. I'm a star." Go to shanahansteakhouse.com.